For me, I've been on a journey myself for a really long time, on my own health and well-being journey. So I've spent a lot of time in traditional health food stores, and we saw a gap in the market here, and thought about opening a traditional health food store, more supplement focused, but decided that the food as medicine model worked better for us, and that the bulk concept was a really interesting concept to us. So we decided we would go with that one because it gave us the opportunity to be flexible. It didn't lock us into needing to stock a lot of packaged goods. We could kind of mold it and shape it to what we wanted it to be. There's more people bringing their own jars. There's a lot more people focusing on that waste reduction and talking about it, which is really good to see. More people being conscious of what they're getting from us, but also having more people bringing in keep cups, which is great, and being just generally more mindful. Stumbled across a bulk food store actually when we were doing our research, and we were kind of debating backwards and forwards about what model we would go with, and we were still exploring the health food store model, the traditional model, and wandered into this store and thought maybe that's the way, and then that sort of started the journey of, could this be a better option for us? Would that be more flexible? And that's sort of how it happened. It was one of those, we saw a bulk store and thought, how could we take that model and turn it into something that's more health focused? So more focusing on the organic, as opposed to it just being bulk food, which is what probably more the traditional bulk food stores were. So there's a shift in society, I think, and there's a definite move towards old-fashioned values, which is really nice. And I think a lot of that's being driven by, surprisingly, the younger generation. I think the millennials are really on board with that, and I love that. I love that they're really championing the cause. They're bringing in their handmade, their bags and all of that sort of stuff, that it just gives me so much hope that we might be able to turn all this damage that we've done around and do something good moving forward. The biggest thing for me was finding other business owners, was making friends with other business owners. That made the hugest difference to me, because I think the biggest change was you no longer have any colleagues. It's you. It's you and your team are colleagues, but you are not. And so finding other like-minded people, other business owners who are further along on the journey than me, could normalise it for me, because it's very different to being an employee. The mindset is different, and it changed a lot for me, just having those people around me and that support and that encouragement, and then also getting good coaching. But if you do, just bring one person with you. So you having somebody that trusts you to introduce them to this model and walk them through it. It can be a little bit daunting for people. If we do it, we see it as normal, but it's kind of like walking into an Asian grocery store for the first time. It can be overwhelming. You might not know what things are. If for me, I think if you bring a friend and introduce them to it and explain to them why it's important, I think that makes a big difference, because those sorts of connections is what makes this work. It's not just tell 50,000 people, it's actually tell someone that might care. So I would say that's bring your friends. Simple as that. Share the love.